Hey, what's up everyone? So we're back with a video on balancing. Show you guys last video I showed you guys how to use this balancer, the Coates 1300, to do a steel wheel with clip-on weights. And on this video we're going to show you how to use stick-on weights. Okay, when you don't want any clip-ons or you got a nice wheel, we're going to go ahead and use stick-on weights. Now these are some of the tools that you're going to need. Your sticky weights, these are 1/4 ounce. And then you got your cones here. Alright, these are usually for like passenger cars. This one too. This is for bigger trucks. And then I got the other cone over here on the balancer. And then this is your scraper to scrape off the sticky weights that are on the rim already. Your rag, and then some cleaner to clean the wheel where you're gonna stick on the sticky weights. Okay. And this is to remove the clip-on weights and then to install them. We're not gonna use that. This is your gauge. I'm not going to use that. And these are your calipers. And we're not going to use that either. I'll show you guys the method I use, like I showed you guys in the other video. Alright, let's go ahead and get this started. Alright, what we're doing here is removing the stick-on weights that were on there. And we're going to go ahead and clean all this stuff here off, clean this off. See, this is from existing sticky weights that were on there before, so we'll go ahead and clean this off. We got more here, I think, on the inside. We'll go ahead and take those off. Cool. And that tool there, that scraper, doesn't scrape up the rim, so it doesn't damage it. All right, we'll go ahead and kind of scrape what we can off here, because a lot of the times when you're balancing, sometimes it'll land in the same spot where it wants you to put the stick-on weights. It'll land here, and then we're gonna have to obviously clean all this. So to make the job a lot easier, clean this off first. This old one's coming off easy, and it'll make your life a lot easier once you do put the stick-on weights. So might as well just take it off right now, clean the rim up good so you don't have to do it while it's on the machine. Okay, so we scraped it off. Now we're gonna use the cleaner here. So we took all that the sticky stuff off. Now if it lands on here, which it may, our area is clean. We'll probably just give it another wipe down before we do have weights, but for the most part, the sticky stuff is off. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do the same thing to this piece here, and then I'll show you guys what we're gonna do next. Okay, so what you want to be aware of sometimes when you put stick-on weights along this area, or along the back end, it could hit the caliper, so just make sure that you have enough clearance, or get lower profile stick-on weights. These are not that bad, but they do make thinner ones, so just be aware of that. Another thing, instead of, as you can see on this side, we can't use our calipers. Let me show you. Look, because there's no lip here. If you use it on this side, there's a lip, and we can't use it on this side because there's no lip. So like I showed you in the other video, what I do on all my customers' vehicles, on everything I balance, I always get a good balance, is I check the sizes up here where the rim is at. So let's see where this one's at. So this one says it's a 14-inch rim by 6. So 6 is the width of the wheel. So if this did have a lip, this is the inside. If the outside did have a lip here, check it out up here, it would be more closer to 7. But since it doesn't have a lip in the front, we're going based off of the 6-inch width. Okay, and that's what we're gonna put on the balancer. Okay, we got our different size cones here. We're gonna see which one fits this rim. So let me go with this one first. That one fits pretty good. Okay, if it didn't, we could probably front mount and then put another cone on there to get clearance. But this one fits pretty solid here. Let's try the other one. This one's too big. This one wouldn't work here nor here. And then the truck cone is just too big. So the one that works for us is cone B. And we're gonna mount it like this on the machine. Okay. So we got our spring. Make sure the spring is sitting all the way. We got our cone. We're gonna lift the assembly. Remember that we already know the width of it, 6 inch. And let's tighten this down. Tight. It's gotta be tight. Okay? Okay, so we tighten the wheel assembly on the balancer. So the next thing you want to do is kind of look at it at this angle here, in between here and here. So you want to make sure that the wheel assembly doesn't wobble on you. And as you can see, that's on there pretty good. So it's not wobbling on us. Okay. So that means that this wheel assembly is on the balancer the way it should be. If it wobbles on you, you want to take off everything again and make sure everything sits properly. That way you get a proper balance. Otherwise, the machine, if it feels like there's a wobble on there, if it's not on there securely, it'll throw an error code, and you're gonna have to check your assembly again. Okay, our balancer is on. So what we're gonna do in this situation, since we want stick-on weights, when you turn on the balancer, it automatically goes to clip-on 1 and then clip-on 2. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put tape 1 and tape 3. Okay, tape 1 and tape 3. That's to put on the stick-on weights. All right, so we're gonna put this here up against this part of the rim to give us our first reading. All right, that'll give us our first reading, and then we're gonna input the width, which is, we saw on the back of the rim that it was 6 inch. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. You'll hear for the beep, and then it's asking for the width. Now if you need to input the width, you just do it here. So ours was at a 6, and then just lower the hood. Alright, so then let's set the width. Again, you can mess around with it here. If it's a 6.5, you go 6.5. You just need to get it close enough. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. You You just need to get it close enough. If it was a 5.5 width rim, 5.5. So this was a 6. Now lower the hood. So on the outboard, it's giving us 0, that we don't need any weight. But on the inside, we're gonna need 2 1/4. Okay, so what we're gonna do is move the wheel here, up and down, until it starts flashing. Okay, once it starts flashing, this machine doesn't lock in. So what I like doing is I like lining this piece up here, okay, with where we're supposed to put the weight. And what I like doing is getting a crayon and just marking it. So that's where we're gonna put the weight. Now I can bring it back here, since I already have my mark, and then it'll be easier for me to put the 2 ounce and 1/4 stick-on weights. All right, so we're gonna clean this up. Make sure it's nice and clean. Remember, we're putting 2 1/4 ounce. So we want to clean a nice area here. So we're gonna get 2 1/4 ounce. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 ounce. 3, 4. Another ounce and 1/4. That's what we're gonna put on there. Okay, we remove it. Sometimes it's a little, gives you some hard time to take this off, but there you go. I like bringing it here and kind of putting this in the middle so it distributes evenly. Check it out. There we go. All right, we're gonna lower down the hood. So we got 0s, 0, 0. So the weights we put on there balanced out this wheel and tire. All right. So now what we need to do is just remove it.